Hi guys, I'm just going to do a quick review of the Rugby Autumn Nations Cup. As you can see, I'm out and about on this cold day here in Glasgow, but here it goes. This is what I thought of the overall tournament. I'm not going to go into every single game, but I'm rather disappointed with the way rugby's going and what we're seeing tactically from teams. Is mostly emphasises on defence and kicking. I mean, I just saw so much of the game going back to that old tennis kicking that I thought laws were supposed to try and reduce years ago. I remember it was back in around 2007 to 2009 when there was all this tennis kicking faffing around, which is little more entertaining than football, where you're just seeing it go from keeper to keeper. It's like that with all this just kicking back and forth and boring the life out of games. I think a lot of it is because of how the game seems to be refereed these days, and how the laws are at the breakdown, and how teams are with more focus on defence and more focused on the defensive side of the game at the breakdown. So teams are a lot more inclined to kick the ball, not willing to risk being tackled and getting isolated and then getting turned over and giving away a penalty, which is where it was about 10 years ago. Then there were some laws tweaked back then to try and favour more attacking teams, to get the ball away at the breakdown quicker. And I'd like to see the game go back towards that. In terms of what you could do with that, I had a suggestion: maybe move the defensive line behind the breakdown back a metre, and anyone who's contested the breakdown, that's fine, but the actual line behind the breakdown back a metre to favour more attacking teams more, because you see too much teams just taking the mick with the offside line. They're just sort of stepping up, or they're pushing the boundaries and just slightly, very marginally stepping over to try and give themselves a defensive advantage. I see that happening too often in matches, and referees not pulling it up. But again, how much can you blame the referees? How much can you blame the authorities? Because it seems to be the laws, whilst they remain the same, and of course referees should referee the laws, the authorities look to change it every season, the directives, every season pretty much. So one season there seems to be more of an emphasis to referees to focus on how players are coming in at the breakdown. The next season it's more focused on the high tackle, and when it comes to next summer, I'm no doubt there's going to be more focus to look at the offside line, and it's just going to go round again until something more concrete comes up, and that's going to be difficult. But also another problem is at the breakdown you still see cases where too many players are going over the ball, and instead of just going onto the ball, they're going over and then pulling back, which is illegal, and referees not picking them up as much in it, which is disappointing. Of course, the last game, I know there's a lot of folk got excited about it because it was a close game. It finished with a last minute extra time penalty kick and sudden death from Owen Farrell, but it was only really tense just because of how close it was as a game. The actual excitement value in the game wasn't there for me. Still, as I said, too much kicking, too much ping pong back and forth, and not enough playing with ball in hand and actually trying to move the ball and play with a bit of flair. I think the only time I seriously saw that was from Johnny May. Pardon me, just crossing the road here. The only time I really saw that was from Johnny May when he scored that great try against Ireland. The second try, he just took the ball in open fields, ran ahead, kicked ahead, and scored a great individual try. But I want us to see rugby scoring more tries like that, more from creative play. I understand it was a bit from broken play, because that's what rugby is really about, really. I understand, obviously, we all want to win. We all want to see our teams doing well. We all want to see us have solid foundations in defence, and I'm not trying to devalue the importance of that, but at the end of the day, it's a game that's about scoring tries, and the entertainment value is in teams moving the ball and scoring tries, not this ping pong rubbish. So that's just my thought on where the game's gone, which I've been disappointed with in this Autumn Nations Cup. I've seen too much of that. In terms of the competition being a success, I don't know. I don't think it has been. I think I'd like to see us go back to the more autumn internationals, where it's Northern Hemisphere against Southern Hemisphere in the long run. Obviously, with fans back in, that would help as well. the Six Nations coming up for the Northern Hemisphere at least next year, and hopefully the Lions tour to South Africa. Interestingly, South Africa is still #1 in the world rankings, even though they haven't played a test match this year, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get fans to games back next year, and get fans to South Africa as well to see that, because if there's no fans, it just makes a pretty dull spectacle in my opinion. So that's all I've got to say, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Pardon me, this is a bit of a ramble. It's just where I think the game's at right now, on reflection of this Autumn Nations Cup. But I hope you take care of yourselves. Have a Merry Christmas. I'll catch you later. Might be putting a couple of cover songs, a couple of original songs up before Christmas, but I'll see where I get with that. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.